Okay, so here we are. I am in the process of trying to make final decisions about the Holocaust class. And I know several of you had APs yesterday, and several of you had other things going on. So you weren't able to come to our lunch discussion. So I want to go over a couple things about the Holocaust class for next year before we get final choices. First of all, I want to explain to you a little bit about the class next year and how it's going to work. I think you all saw this sheet here on the that was handed out as part of the packet that you had to complete the application. I want to go over that again. And again, this is not to scare anybody off and to scare anybody from going through, but I want to make sure you truly understand what I am expecting from people in this class. There are 25 to 30 7 a.m. classes. Now, most people, it's no big deal. The first few weeks, first month goes pretty smoothly. When it starts to, when the time changes and you're getting up and it's pitch black and it's cold and for some reason it always rains on these 7 a.m. mornings, it's hard to get going. But if you commit to this, then I am going to expect you there every week. Now, most likely this is going to be on Tuesday mornings. And the idea will be that I will need you there, not late, because we only have that hour and 15 minutes once a week that we're together. And during that time, it's really essential that you understand that we really are going to go through something together, that we really have to be connected. The history of the program is that it was very small the first year, it was way too big the second year, and so I'm trying to find the sweet spot in the middle this year. And when I get kids who are totally into it, it can be an unbelievably life-changing experience. I mean that. I don't say that with any, other expectation than to say it is a profound experience, a profound honor to be able to sort of research this and study this and to spend time sort of reflecting on these big topics. In addition to the 7 a.m.s, there's about 18 to 20, I've counted them up, home lessons. Home lessons might appear something like this, where there's something where I need to make sure you have a certain amount of content so that we can have a discussion when we get there for that hour together. What I try to do in the hour we're together is do programs, do activities, things that were involved in creating something or doing something, or having a discussion on something. And so that when you come into those, because we have so few of them, I'm trying to make sure that you have the content necessary sometimes. So sometimes I have to do lectures or go over notes or reading or something like that. And so that will be what the home lessons are. And they might be a film, it might be a lecture, it might be a webinar like this, something like that. Study period a couple times a month. I'm going to ask that people come to my classroom for study period, whether we're making posters or doing something for an event coming up, or I need help kind of thinking through something. Those are going to be when I'm going to put people to study period a couple times evenings. I put together a calendar on this side over here, and you can see the calendar. And again, this is a draft, but you can see that it's going to be a very, very busy month. I mean, I might have people coming to kickoff. I may need a couple hours at kickoff where we meet and we talk about things. I just need to know that because it's so emotional for me and it's such a labor of love, that it's so hard for me when I'm working with students and suddenly students are like, oh, I have to go there. Oh, I have to do this. It just is like fingernails on a chalkboard. This is really something where I need to see you you understand what we're doing, and you are going with your eyes open what the expectations are. We're going to have some field trips. We might be going to the Baltimore Holocaust Museum. I'm trying to get funding right now to take us to New York to do a New York trip. There might be optional trips if you're here over winter break or Holomoid or one of those things. Now there are 3 specific event days that I absolutely need all hands on deck. One will be Kristallnacht. It's the weekend of November 9th and 10th. So people in the play, that puts up additional pressure on you because that's a weekend I really need you for some things going on programming. We're going to be hopefully doing a Kristallnacht event with the shul in school, Kihalat Pardes. And then there's International Holocaust Remembrance. Hopefully we're going to be doing a program with the Holocaust Museum downtown. And then Yom HaShoah, which we are going to sponsor And what I'm hoping to do is sort of sponsor a Yom Yun, where each of the students will be working with a faculty member or a couple faculty members and planning a bunch of programs. Then we'll bring in some outside people in that, or you may be taking ones on your own if there's something you feel strongly about. So those are sort of no-brainer days. I need you on board, okay? Just so you understand the expectation, 90% minimum of those. And just so we're clear, I expect everyone to do very well in terms of grades. There's no homework. There's not like, you have to turn in a paper or something like that. The product is going to be what we create at the end, which is going to be a film. But I need to know that you're there for the right reasons. I don't want you there because you want to get out of ninth period. I don't want you there because you think it's going to be an easy A. I don't want you there. I need you there because you are totally into it. I am 100% into this class when I do it. And I need to know that the people who take this class are going to join me and be as committed to it. The big project that we're going to be working on this year is we are going to be making a film. I mentioned that we already got one grant. So we got a grant of $2,000 that we're going to be getting a laptop. And it's a state-of-the-art laptop that we're going to be doing video editing on. And we're going to be basically taking film of us interviewing Holocaust survivors. And we're going to be turning this into a student film. And we'll hopefully be submitting the student film to some film festivals and things at the end of the year. But more importantly, we're going to be sort of creating this touchstone for you to have in your lives. We're calling the project defending memory, because that's what we're really doing. We're in a time when anti-Semitism is on the rise, when people are attacking, Holocaust survivors as, being, sort of not really remembering correctly. There's people denying it happened. There's anti-Semitism on the rise. Defenders of Memory, and the second part of it is Defenders of Memory, a moral history project. So it's moral, big O, R-A-L, Moral History Project. You see it in my room. That whole idea there is you are really going to become the people that are going to take their memories, and you are going to be responsible for their memories living on. And so the whole idea here is that you are really making a commitment, a personal commitment next year. That if I need somebody, I'm going to have 2 or 3 people stepping up and saying, I can do that, I can do that. And it's not going to be pulling teeth to get people to sort of commit the time. It's an expectation that I just know. If you miss too many, something comes up where you just are becoming problematic, I don't do discipline during this class. I simply don't have the patience for it. So you're either all in or you're out. And there's no warnings. It's like you're in and you're getting an A, or you're out and you're done. And I will drop you up to the end of the semester, up to the end of the second semester. It doesn't matter at what point it happens, but I have to have people really, and I understand there's going to be stressful times that come up, but I need to know from you right now, because I have to go through and pick out people that are not going to be part of this based on what you apply. And so I need to make sure that everybody who keeps their name in it is willing to commit what they can. Think about the balance of your classes. Think about the balance of time you can commit on the weekends, trips, whatever. And that there's a lot of other moving pieces. If you want to be involved but not really want to commit that much to the class, there's going to be other opportunities for kids who aren't in the class to be involved in hopefully the video project, making portraits, things like that. There's going to be a lot of other programs going on. But if you're in the class, I need you fully 100% committed to that class. I'm giving you your out now. No questions asked, but if you stay in it, then I have to go through and reread your applications again and figure out who's in and who's out. So please think carefully. I'm preparing to send a form out right now. I need the form in right away. Listen, I think it's going to be amazing. I have so many different pieces of this that are all developing as we're going along, because a lot of this is going to be done in real time. And I'm going to be trying to find things that you fit you and what you do well, and try to accentuate that and try to give you opportunities for real growth. Meeting Holocaust survivors, interviewing Holocaust survivors, filming, photographing, working with students, working with community leaders. All of this is going to be part of it. There might be some travel involved if I can get the grant and the funding for it. I don't know yet. We're going to be writing some applications. I might have the good writers among you helping me write applications. So we're all in, okay? If you're not, that's fine, perfectly legitimate. But if you're in, I really, really need you in there, okay? All right. I'm going to get a thing together and send it out today. Please get it back to me by Sunday noon so I have an answer, okay? So I can hopefully let people know early next week. I was hoping by Friday, but because everybody missed the meeting on Thursday, now I have to bump everything back again, okay? All right. I will talk to you soon. And if you have any questions, please stop by and talk to me personally. One-on-one is always better.